Here's a proven way to increase traffic to your website, to improve the position of your website in the search engines, to establish yourself as a trusted authority figure within your niche, and quickly build an email list as a result. Today is all about the right way and the wrong way to do guest blogging. Hey guys, welcome to Profit Copilot. I'm Mick Meaney, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to be an awesome guest blogger and how to get your posts published on the right kind of websites. Okay, but before we begin, I'd like you to pause this video now and create a new folder on your desktop and call it something like Profit Copilot Tips or something else descriptive. Okay, because we're going to come back to this folder later on in the video. You see, that's right, I've got some awesome free stuff for you that you can download and keep, and we'll get to all that stuff later on in the video. Okay, so what qualifies me to teach you about guest blogging? Well, you know, if you're thinking that, that's a fair question. You see, my inbox is flooded every day with people who want to become a guest blogger on one of my websites, my website Rinf. So I know from an editor's point of view the kind of thing that works. And also about 7 years ago I was invited to become a moderator on one of the best resources for guest bloggers, and while I haven't been very active lately, it has allowed me to see what kind of things work and what doesn't work. And that's a website called myblogguest.com, and it's a great place to network if you're a blogger. It was actually started by a marketing expert called Anne Smarty, who is among a handful of people whose advice I trust when it comes to SEO, and that's saying something, okay? And if you want to find blogs that accept guest posts, or if you're looking for guest bloggers to contribute to your site, then My Blog Guest is a really good place to start, and I suggest you go check it out. Okay, so let's have a look at the right way to do it and the wrong way to do it. So let's go to my email inbox and I'll show you the kind of thing that I receive and what works and what doesn't, because I don't want you to make these mistakes. Right, here you can see that it's, you know, pretty much full of people asking to post on one of my websites. Now, because the volume is so great, even if I wanted to, I still wouldn't have the time to publish all of these guest posts. You see, the sad thing is that I have to reject most of these. In fact, I reject more than 90% of the submissions. It's probably actually closer to 98%. So roughly out of every 100 people who want to post on the site, I only end up accepting around 2 articles. And that's because most of the people who contact me are screwing things up. Okay, you know, but that's a great thing for you because I'm going to show you how to do it properly. And that means I'm going to give you the best possible chance for success. Okay, so when it comes to doing it the right way, when you do it the right way, you're already miles ahead of everyone else who's, you know, trying to get into this thing. Okay, so let's take a look at how it should not be done, so you don't make these mistakes. Now, obviously, I don't want to embarrass anybody. I'm not going to embarrass anybody, so I'm going to hide their personal details. Let's start with this one, okay? So as you can see, things start off okay. This person is asking who she should contact about the website, and that's a normal question. It's very reasonable, no problems there. But once she gets that information, just look at the response, okay? She asks 4 questions, and they are all about what she can gain from the guest post, okay? So at this point, we haven't discussed, you know, even if I'll accept a submission from her, we haven't discussed the nature of the content, we haven't discussed payment or anything else to do with the guest post. So this immediately tells me that this person is not interested in providing value or helping my readers. She's only concerned about what she can get, which is okay, that's normal. But when you approach websites, you got to think about their readers. You got to think about their audience and what they need. Okay, you have to think about delivering value to the readers. Okay, let's look at another one in the how not to do it portion of the video. Here, the person is sending the same article to dozens of editors. In the subject title, he is begging all of us to publish his article. And what happens on the internet when you try to appeal to everybody? You know it, that's right, nobody pays attention, nobody cares. So you have to be very specific. Right, one last example of the wrong way to do it. So here we've got someone who really hasn't looked at my website. He doesn't know what it's about, and he wants to publish something that is not relevant to my audience. And because he didn't receive a response from me a few weeks ago, the first time he pitched, he comes back to negotiate the type of link in his bio. This just isn't cool. That's not going to get him very many results. Okay, so to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes as these guys, I'm going to show you the right way to do it. Okay, first I'll show you a guest post offer that I did accept, and then I'll give you some additional ideas that you can use to make your offers more appealing to blog editors. Okay, so look at this email. Here, the sender introduces herself in the correct way. She tells me which website she runs and how it shares the same values as my website. She's clearly looked through my site. She makes article suggestions that will be of interest to my readers. Then she provides examples of her previous work and asks for more information about my posting guidelines. Okay, that's how it's done. That's perfect. It's courteous, it's professional, it's direct, and most importantly, it shows that she cares about my readers. It's fantastic. Of course, I jumped at the chance to work with her. I published her article because her values aligned with the values of my readers. And that's how it's done. Right, so next I'm going to give you some extra tips so you can get the best possible results from your guest blogging efforts. So, number one, do your research. Yes, it's boring, it's tedious, but it's essential. You need to know exactly who is going to want to read your guest posts. Okay, when you're looking at potential guest posting opportunities and finding sites to approach, you need to really understand the demographics and the psychographics of their readers. So what that means is you need to find out their average age, the countries they live in, what their problems are, what they're afraid of, what they aspire to become, what the goals are, that kind of thing. And don't skip this step, okay? It is vital. Specifically, look for topics and issues that are not being covered on the blog. Maybe the blog is looking for someone to fill that gap. Number two, grab attention. Now you only have a few seconds to grab and hold a website editor's attention. So it's important that you make the right first impression, because it's they who will decide if your post will be accepted or rejected. And grabbing their attention all starts with the subject line of the email. If you know the editor's name, use it there. Also, mention the name of the website, but without the suffix, without the .com, for example. Otherwise, it can look a bit spammy. Then in the body of the email, get straight to the point. Don't mess around. Don't waffle about how much you love the website, because most website editors are used to this. They're kind of immune to flattery. So tell them what you're offering and how it might appeal to their readers. That's what they care about. They care about their audience and making those guys happy. That's why they have successful websites. Number three, give the editor some ideas for a headline. Now, when you pitch in content ideas, even if you haven't written the article yet, still try to ignite their imagination. And this also makes an editor's job, a fair bit easier. You see, headlines, they got to be punchy and they got to be catchy. So take your time to think about this. Think about the SEO impact of your headline. Does it have the right kind of keywords? Think about the psychology of it. Is there an emotional trigger? Are you making a promise or including some big benefit in the headline? And also, it could be a good idea to study the kinds of headlines that the website is already using and match yours. But listen, don't copy the headlines. Just make sure that your headline shares the same voice as what's already on the website. Number 4, solve a problem. Because you've done your research, you now know the precise type of content that the blog readers want to see. And because you know what kinds of problems they're trying to overcome, what problems they're facing, you're now in a fantastic position to help them to solve some of those problems. But don't overdo it, okay? Keep your guest posts tightly focused on solving just one problem. Simplify the process for them. Make it a quick and easy process. Show them how they can get the results they want and then dispel some of the myths along the way. Number 5, use your author bio link to convert traffic. Most blogs will have some kind of guidelines when it comes to linking to external sites. So double check what their policy is. Almost every blog will allow you to have a link in your author bio. And while a lot of bloggers will just link to the home page, I strongly encourage everyone to use this opportunity to convert the new traffic you're getting into prospects and then into buyers by sending them to a lead capture page, a squeeze page, so you can follow up with them at another time and eventually convert all that cold traffic into buyers, into customers. Okay, so that's 5 simple tips that you can use to get better results from guest blogging. But you know me, and I like to go the extra mile for you, so here's an extra bonus tip for you. Bonus tip, track your results. Okay, this is more than just keeping an eye on your analytics. Here, you're going to track what's working, and you're also going to get organized for repeat guest blogging opportunities. Okay, so this is important because it's not always the big traffic sites that produce the best results. You see, sometimes you might find that traffic from smaller blogs can actually give you a higher conversion rate because, they could be a lot more niche. They could be a lot more tightly focused, so they can produce higher results for you. So if you're looking at the traffic stats alone, if you're just looking at them, then you're going to miss a lot of vital info. So for this, we're going to need a way to keep track of everything, okay? I'm going to use Google Docs, but you can use any other spreadsheet software that you like for this. In fact, I'll actually give you a spreadsheet that you can use and download, and you can keep that for yourself and use it whenever you want to, because I want to make life a bit easier on you. So go ahead, download it now. The link will be underneath this video somewhere. So download it, save it to that folder that you made at the start of this video, and then we'll get started. Okay, so the spreadsheet has 7 columns, and I've actually done most of the work for you and added everything that you need right off the bat. So the first column is going to be the blog's address. This is the URL of the blog that you want to post on. So drop that info in here. Next, we need to keep a record of the editor's name and then the email address. The next column is the niche or the passion. This is the reason for the blog to exist. Then we keep a record of the editor's response, and even if they're ignoring you, it's still worth making a note in this column. Then you need to track where your guest post has been published. This is going to help you to find the article and reply to comments and see how it's doing and all of that kind of thing. And then finally, we keep a note of the results that we have achieved. So things like traffic spikes, a boost in email subscribers, a jump in sales, you know, all that kind of thing. And also in the spreadsheet that I've made, I've also given you my contact details. So, you know, in case you want to write a guest post for Profit Copilot, I've added the details to help you do that in this sheet. Okay, so if you apply everything that you've learned here today, your guest blogging efforts are going to be massively improved, because I've shown you the right way to do it and I've shown you the wrong way to do it, so you don't make the same mistakes. You've learned 5 tips to get awesome results, and I've given you a spreadsheet for free to help you keep track of your results and organize all your guest blogging efforts into one easy to find place. Okay, so with that, I think I'm going to leave it here for today, guys. If you found this useful, then you might like my other videos, right? And you can get them when you go to profitcopilot.com/subscribe and then jump on the email list. Okay, so thank you for watching this video today, and I will see you again next week.